Don, you about ready? I'll call the January 13th, 2026 City Council meeting to order. We'll remind everybody to silence your cell phones. Ms. Hart's gonna lead us in an opening prayer, followed by the pledge of allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything you give us, Lord. I want to pray that you will help us with everything. Lord, I want to pray for all the people that don't know you, Lord, that today can be the day of salvation. I want to pray that you will help all the people making the decisions in this time, Lord, that you will give them the opportunity. And I want to pray that you will help us as a city and as a family, Lord. In your name I pray, amen.
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 I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ma'am. Roll call, please, ma'am.
Councilor Bronze?
Yeah.
Councilor Hampton? Councilmember Woodhull?
Here.
Vice Mayor Landry?
Here.
Mayor Kitcher?
Here. Approval of items on the consent agenda. Approval to read by title only, resolution 2025-35. Resolution 2026-01. And ordinance number 1058. Motion.
Second.
Councilor Bronze?
Yes.
Councilor Hampton? Councilor Woodhull?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry?
Yes.
Mayor Kitcher?
Yes. Do we have anybody who wants to speak on anything that is not on the agenda? Hearing and seeing no one, we'll move on. Bids and RFQs. We have one.
Yes, we have one bid.
Okay.
Currently, I'm opening the sealed bids for the equipment shelter for the General Services Department. I will only be reading out the vendor and the amount of the bid. There will be no discussion at this time about any bids that is being opened. These bids will be given back to the purchasing agent and to the department which the sealed bid is for. The city reserves the right to reject any and all bids. The city reserves the right to select the bidder, waive any informalities, or to accept the bid deemed to be in the best interest of the city. Any errors in bid submissions are the responsibility of the bidder. The first one's from Southland Contracting Incorporated. He gave the price for the shelter is $43,200. And then he also gave a price for any site work that might need to be done if we decide to do site work. The base part, $11,660. The next one's Rudy Blanco. He gave two different prices. We'll just have to look at them to see what the difference is. One of them's for $40,162.19, and one's for $42,902.20. He was going to give us a price to have wood rafters and one for the metal rafters is what this is. So if you can get them, Rudy Blanco.
Oh, Rudy.
Yes, ma'am. And this one is from Michael Lynn. His price for the building is 34,600. And then he also gave pricing per load for field dirt and lime rock. If that's something we decide, but for the building, 34,600. So we'll bring these back next council meeting after we go over them and so forth. That's it.
Good, thank you. Okay, agenda item 6A, casting company to address the council and council taking action deemed necessary.
I would come to the podium, but then my children would tell me that I don't know how to project. So first of all, thank you guys so much for having us. My name is Tanya Benziger, and I'm the Artistic Managing Director of Casting Company Drama Group Incorporated. We are a community youth live performance drama group that started in Perry about 2019. 2020 kind of shut us down, obviously, with any live performance. We picked back up in 2021 and just doing live performances, and then immediately started with classes and educational classes. We found that need when our drama started getting pulled from public school. So we got together and we put together our 501c3 organization, and we watched it grow over the last 5 years. Our purpose here today is to just mainly let them see our local government, introduce them to you guys, introduce ourselves to you, and introduce you all to them. So I'm gonna not talk the whole time and let them tell you more about us. If you guys will stand up and just make the 2 lines as best you can that we practiced right here up front, so we can see you and so we can hear you. Can you fit? That's fine. So we have a mission statement, and it's to provide theatrical productions that are wholesome and entertaining to local and surrounding communities. We want to showcase our artists, not limited to our communities, but also the surrounding ones. We plan to provide opportunities for these artists to learn and hone their skills in all facets of theatrical production. We have established outreach programs, partnered with 4-H, and began to attract and educate these aspiring young artists. So we secured and manage the resources needed to produce our own events so that our corporation sustains long-term continuity of production and hopefully a legacy here in Perry and Taylor County. So Marley, tell us a little bit about us.
So why exactly do the arts matter to our children? Drama activities improve reading and comprehension with both not verbal and non-verbal communication skills. Drama also helps to improve school attendance and reduces high school dropout rates. Students involved in drama performance scored an average of 65.5 points higher on the verbal component and 35.5 points higher on the math component of our SATs. And why do the arts matter to our community? The arts attract visitors, residents, businesses, and investments. As young actors, it's fun not only to learn and perform, but to do something great for our community. We're super proud to also make an economic contribution for Taylor County. From December 2024 to December 2025, we had 555 local and 88 non-local ticket buyers come to our shows, making our economic contribution in 2025 annual tourism spending $21,852. And we're just getting started.
Say that one more time. What was our economic contribution to the 2025 annual tourism spending of Taylor County? What was that amount?
$21,852.
Very nice. Thank you.
We are just getting started, and we're also growing. In our drama classes that have both a spring and fall term, we've seen a 211% increase in just the last 2 years.
We began classes in the fall of 2023 with only 9 students.
As of last year, 2025, we have a total of 28 students. And already have new students for this year.
And we have a summer camp. We partnered with 4-H and created a month-long theater camp with final production and performance.
In 2022, we had 13 students at our summer camp. And this past summer, 2025, we had 25 young actors come participate and perform.
That's a 92 increase in students.
Yeah. Nice. And so, like they said, we've had a lot of growth, 211% in our classes, 92, what was it?
92%.
92% in our summer camp performances that are 4 weeks long that we partner with 4-H to do a production at the end. So before we go, I just want to give a few testimonials. We have Gracie, will you start us off? This is Gracie Turnmeyer. She started with us when she was how old, Gracie? 15 years old. She aced out of our classes and now works and holds a position on one of our volunteer committees and works our productions. Gracie, go ahead.
Being part of Casting Company has helped me grow both on stage and behind the scenes. I started as a performer, then discovered my passion for being a part of this backstage crew. I am now the prop master for Casting Company. It taught me teamwork, responsibility, and confidence, and has shown me that every role in theater matters.
Very nice. Thank you, Ms. Gracie. We have a couple more that have aged out. Miss Jenny Burchett, will you wave your hand back there? Miss Jenny does our stage management, and she also is now part of our fundraising committee as our secretary. So when they get 18 and they stay around here to give back to their community, we hold on to them. As far as our students right now, Alex, will you come forward? Alex is one of our students in our 6th through 12th grade class. She's new to Taylor County and a total asset to our group. Alex, will you tell us about yourself?
I had recently moved here and had very little friends when I joined Casting Company. They helped me become part of the community and are the reason that I look forward to waking up on Monday. No, it's very hard to like that.
Thank you. And one of our aspiring young artists from our 3rd to 5th grade class, our probably close to the youngest artist, although we do have new students this year, so I won't confirm that with facts. But Miss Jessa Pridgeon, will you come forward? Go ahead, babe.
Casting Company has helped me tremendously.
They know that. They know. They know.
It has helped me tremendously by pushing me out of my comfort zone and boosting my confidence. After performing in my first Casting Company show, I knew I found my true passion. I really hope that other kids get the same opportunity I've had with Casting Company.
Very nice. So thank you guys. We wanted to keep it brief, but I wanted to show them what our local government does. So as we grow in this community, they'll know who you guys are and what you do up here. And I really wanted you to see them. This is only 15 or 12 of our 29 students that we have for the fall and spring term of 2025-26. We have a summer production coming up, but these kids are why we, myself, Jessica Turnmeyer is back there, and all of our helpers do this. I'm born and raised in Taylor County. If it weren't for Ron Roderick, if it weren't for Olivia Gale Parker, live performance and dance, if it weren't for those people that gave me accessibility and availability to the arts here in our rural county, I would have never fallen in love with it. I would have never come back here. I went and got a degree in it and came back here and now get to teach all these young kids and get to watch them grow and thrive. We do have programs where we help them look for colleges and performing arts. We have kids that have gone on, they are at performing arts colleges in Tennessee. We have one at Santa Fe in performing arts. And so we are trying to cultivate that love as they go on and move forward and leave Taylor County. And hopefully they'll bring that love back to us. So just to wrap up our day, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving us the time to introduce ourselves. And we hope you'll be seeing a lot of us. Thank you. Thank you. We look like a gang that took over your room, so we're gonna go ahead and let them go now. Oh, would you guys mind if we got a picture with the city council? Guys, why don't you go stand in front of my class, come stand right here in front of the podium. They have a little leaf behind that kind of tells what we talked about today. Yes, if you would, just stand where you are.
Okay.
And I'll put your kids in front of you. Thank you. All right, so just turn around and face me over here. I'm gonna get there, Jack. There's all cool. Oh, yeah, yes.
Come on, let's go.
Ready? The top person's in the back. Rest two on your hand. Let's make it work.
Okay, on three, 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3. Big smile. Got that sound.
Thank you.
So, Scott, you wanna follow that?
I wanna hear the same, like, finish your voice and just praise the Lord.
Good evening. Hello. John, that is the absolute worst spot on the agenda tonight. Right now, that was very touching. And how many of you are grandparents? Did that just melt your heart?
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
That is great. It's good to know we've got that kind of effort in our community. I'll try to be brief, but I do have 3 things that I want to talk to you about tonight. For the record, Scott Mixon, Duke Energy Government and Community Relations Manager for North Florida, and Taylor County is my home, and I'm always proud to say that. Thank you for allowing me some time tonight. Again, I did want to talk about 3 things. I wanted to give you an update. Late last year, I sent out a lot of information about rate decreases and that how we'll see a rate decrease in our customers' bills probably by March. Well, I have some update to that, and actually it's some good news. Based on our current estimates, Duke Energy expects to recover the full amount of all 3 storms ahead of schedule, moving that rate decrease not to March, but to the end of this month, January. So that's, I know that's not a huge amount of money, but for those who are struggling to pay their power bills, $33 off that bill at the end of this month is huge.
Yes.
Now, that will be followed in March by an additional $11 decrease, which is a seasonal decrease that we do each year at Duke Energy. So a total of $44 off our customers' bills beginning this month. So good news there. More good news. We are kicking off or have kicked off our America 250 grant initiative. Now, this is an initiative in honor of America's upcoming 250th anniversary. All nonprofits are encouraged to apply. It'll be an amount something between $20,000 and $5,000. Not the largest grant that we've ever placed out, but whoever you are connected with in terms of nonprofit in our communities, if they have any projects related to empowering veterans, enhancing green spaces, or something very important, and that is telling the nation's story, history. We need more history in our schools and in our communities about how we came to be who we are today. And it's a very compelling story, and we need to share it with our kids. Well, if there is an opportunity and a nonprofit is heading that up, we want to add some money to it. We want to help out. So that's the second thing that I wanted you to know tonight. Now, the third thing and the main reason I'm here tonight is to share some more good news, and that is late last year, and quite often as I've been working for Duke Energy, we have grant funds come available. We had a series of grants that addressed storm prep, community impact, environmental stewardship. We also had an unplanned grant release, which was associated with infrastructure funding. And we had several rounds of that. And throughout our North Florida territory, we funded infrastructure projects for local communities that were very impactful for those communities. And by the way, congratulations on your award from Governor DeSantis. That was a good meeting in Steinhatchee. This will not equate to that. But as we all know, every little bit helps.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Last year, John Hart jumped right on it, and him and Don Perez at the chamber applied for an infrastructure grant. And I'm pleased to announce today that the city of Perry was awarded $15,000 for supplies, replacement parts, sewer infrastructure that I know that you so desperately need in the city in order to provide services. And the Chamber of Commerce was awarded $10,000 to support local small businesses with mini grants for new signage, parking, and essential equipment. And all of this is related back to that terrible year, 2 years that we had, where we were impacted by so many storms. And we are still rebuilding, aren't we? We're still hard at it as a community. So we will continue to do just this very thing I'm announced. We've got a year planned where we're going to help our communities, and we're going to be there as we continue to rebuild and revitalize our communities. So without further ado, it says $25,000. It's for the city, $15,000, and for Don Perez and the Chamber of Commerce, $10,000. And I'd like to get a photo with all of you guys. Don, come on up.
All right.
We need to move the.
Put it on.
And can we get everybody at this table up here too? You got mine? I know you, Lynn, I know you prepped in the mirror for an hour to ready for this.
No, I don't think so.
That's $25,000 check.
Come on, RB. Paper graph. Why you might be getting it?
1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, and one more. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just take this with me.
Take care.
Right.
Anybody else want a picture of Frody?
Well, it needs to be moved a little. We don't get this. Okay. DCDA will give us an update.
Feel someone like Scott, those are big shoes to follow. First of all, those kids are great. What's happening with them is great. Obviously, so appreciative of what Duke Energy is doing in our town. I'm Bob Cade. I serve as the director at Taylor County Development Authority. And what I would like to do today is give you a quarterly update, as I have been doing for the 15 months I've been here. So let me just go ahead and get started. As always, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. This is a conversation more than a presentation. Appreciate you providing me the opportunity today. While there are many ways to measure success, poor communication is the root of most failures. The day may come when I'm not here providing these updates, but I would never want anyone to say, you know, we never knew what they were working on while Bob Cate was at TCDA. So we want to give you this update. And the purpose of that is to review TCDA's core priorities, providing you with a meaningful update in such a way that you have the opportunity to ask questions and share your insights so that TCDA can be an effective contributor to and leader of economic development in Taylor County. You may not always like what you hear in these updates, but you'll always hear the truth. So for my agenda, what I would like to do is take a minute and kind of look back in 2025, the year that was, and talk about some things we did and some initiatives. As always, review our core priorities, which are support existing businesses, have properties ready, and attract new businesses. Just watching these children in the drama program makes you want to make sure we have good jobs for these kids. If they want to stay in Taylor County, that they can stay in Taylor County and have meaningful employment. And also give you a few updates on people and personnel. Never want to stray too far from our roots. You know, we have all kinds of initiatives and people call and want to do this, that, and the other, and talk about this, that, and the other. And I'm happy to do all of that. But we really do have a three-legged stool here. It's to support our existing businesses, those that didn't leave, and help them to grow and expand. have properties ready for those who want to come to town, and make it easy for them to do so. So in our communication and outreach, I said it'd be a little bit of a look back. You know, it's imperative to have a good story to tell and tell it well. This has nothing to do with seeking public praise, but everything to do with building support and gathering momentum. Committed to you from day one that you would not go to bed at night wondering what TCVA was doing as long as I was here. We provided TCVA quarterly updates to the Taylor County Commissioners and the Perry City Council 4 times in the past 12 months. We also posted TCVA quarterly update information to 31 separate Facebook sites. So we realize not everyone reads the newspaper. Nonetheless, though, I would like to thank Aaron Portwood for giving TCVA a voice and an opportunity to share our message throughout Taylor County. We got a Duke Energy grant as well, $10,000 to reimagine Taylor County. And, you know, this is reflecting that your website is the window to your world. So we can go out and tell all the story we want, but if they go click on TCVA Perry and don't find properties, don't find information, don't find about how they might get incentives or qualify for something, we've kind of failed in our mission. So we've got to make sure that supports the message. And we just got the contract today. We're working with the same company that does the Chamber of Commerce and the tourism websites for Taylor County. So we're going to have a partnership with that same company. I'd like to share with you about the Select Florida initiative. I'm pretty excited about this. If you can't tell, you won't be able to read my body language very well. I think the value of this is just to reinforce to all of us the value of getting to go to a conference. I'm aware in 2024, I got to go to the Frida conference, and I got to go with Andy Jackson and John Hart, Thomas Demps, and Anna King and Scott Mixon, and with Shirley Hampton. In 2025, I got to go again. And at this conference, I got to meet Matt Swanson, Dr. Matt Swanson, who's the head of Select Florida. Select Florida, for those of you who do not know, is the international arm of Florida Commerce. So I didn't know all this. We have offices in 40 countries. Florida does today. We have offices in 40 countries. Matt shared at the conference, shared about what they've been doing, shared that they have brought $1.9 billion of investment to Florida in the past 12 months. So on the 8th of December, I emailed Matt and I told him we are uniquely challenged in Taylor County, but singularly focused, and we need help. And I asked for a meeting. The next day, he scheduled that meeting. And on the 16th, we had a Teams call. And I told him the Taylor County story. I asked for his help. And Matt responded, invited TCDA to participate in the Select Florida February 19th International Offices Reception in Orlando, where I'll be speaking to all 40 international offices. He asked us to join in going to Washington, D.C., May 3rd through the 6th. And to share the story again, where we'll have foreign countries looking to invest and grow in the U.S. and be part of the Florida team there. He opened the Florida Select website section to us to put our ready sites in. That comes from going to a conference, meeting someone. You know, someone else I see take full advantage of that is John Hart. He'll go to these conferences and he comes back and all of a sudden he's in Wetumpka, Alabama, asking someone else how they revitalize their downtown. Will anything come of this? I don't know. I don't ever promise what I can't deliver. But I tell you, we have a better opportunity than if we hadn't picked up the phone and called Matt Swanson. It's just it's a small world. You know who hired Matt Swanson? Florida Bell. Come full circle. So we are expanding our outreach. We're marketing Taylor County to the world. We're supporting our mission of rebuilding Taylor County's economy with intentional diversification. And we are targeted on forest products, aerospace, defense, and advanced manufacturing. Thinking about what we did in 2025 with our existing businesses, we met with every existing business in Taylor County. First, I did it by picking up the phone and calling them. Then when EJ Gabar came from Florida Commerce in September, we did it again. And these are the ones, as I said, the ones that would like to stay, they'd like to grow, they'd like to have the opportunity. What do I do when I meet with them? I ask, what can I do for you? Is there any way I can support you? So we've done nothing and some things. We don't take credit for what other people are doing, but we help Big Top get the turn lane, RIF grant. I mean, we step in wherever we can to do whatever we can do. We want ourselves to be open for these businesses to grow and to expand. We're so happy they're doing it. Having the qualified properties ready. Our City of Perry property, I've updated you before, but we have completed that Duke site readiness assessment. And now we have taken and asked if Duke Energy would sponsor the Bessie Green Trust property. That's 80 acres on Wright Road, right just north of the City of Perry. And they haven't committed to do it yet, but what they did do is send a team of 3 people to spend a day at the site, walking around and looking at it. And they were impressed with what they saw. So we won't know for a while until they actually accept that, but we certainly hope they will. So we continue to work on getting the sites ready. Working with Omnitrax, the parent company of Georgia Florida Railroad, they provided will serve letters for both of these properties. Now I'm learning things I didn't know 15 months ago, but a will serve letter is one of those, if you build it, we will come. So if someone comes to these properties, City of Perry property, or the Bessie Green Trust property with the railroad coming past it or through it, if someone needs rail, they'll put it in. Now the former West Fraser site's now available. It's for sale. We had the broker in town last week, met with several people in our towns to do some brainstorming on idea generation. And in addition to these, I had a project last week, which I'll talk about in a minute, but what I was so pleased was when I went looking for a property, Bull River says we have 440 acres you can share.
Okay.
So in attracting new industries, just looking back since I arrived on August 11th, 2024, and I don't do that because I arrived, that's just a starting point for me. We've had 41 specific industries contact us about specific projects. We've hosted 10 site visits. We're looking forward to reaping benefits from growing a relationship with Select Florida. A master project list, I always share this with you. It's the next slide. And you'll see that some of these you've seen before. These only share the ones that are still active. So there's not 41 up here. There's a new one at the bottom. Just came in 2 weeks ago. So we have a company that's just come looking for munitions defense, hiring 100 people, looking at a potential of coming to Taylor County. And that's the one Four Rivers has partnered with us on. So we're pretty excited about this. We've also had some personnel changes, as you know. Laura Devella got promoted. She got confirmed by the U.S. Senate to the Federal Maritime Commission. So she can no longer, and I think it's a great law, she can't work for Taylor County and work for the government at the same time. That would be double dipping, and we don't support that either. But she had to resign and retire. However, she made a big difference while she was here. No question about it. She went to England with me in November of 23. She led the strategic assessment for Taylor County. She led the Taylor County strategic plan. Jim Bassett always referred to her as TCDA's big game hunter. We will miss Laura. But she reminds us, just because she's not on the payroll, she's just a phone call away. And I'll be honest with you, I've called her twice in the last week. So she is answering her phone. You talked to you a minute about Chet Thompson. I believe everybody knows Chet and the role he served in the past year. What he has done is Chet has reported through a grant that we had for Taylor County and was paid on a retainer to kind of keep an eye looking over the shoulder of Georgia Pacific. And why is this related to economic development? Because when that Foley site is a fully certified brownfield site cleaned up, it's gonna be the best property in the Southeast. A 21 acre mega site ready to go. That'll be a good thing. But in the meantime, we got to make sure it is properly remediated, properly cleaned up. Well, Chet's first year ran out in January. Taylor County said we don't have any more money to support that. But because of Laura's departure, we actually had a little money left in our TCDA budget. And we hired Chet yesterday to continue working for Taylor County. Not working for me, working for Taylor County, doing the same thing he was doing, but he's funded for another 12 months. And I think that's important. My last slide isn't, we're getting near the end. It's not to ask for money. It's just to remind you, we do spend a little bit of money. We did the Doge survey, never heard any response. Don't think they would find that we were wasting any money, but if they did, I'd sure let you know. I can't imagine about all I buy is pens and Post-it notes, so, there's not a lot to it. We will have a shortfall this year, but we're appreciative of every penny of support we get. And we have asked for support in 27, so we're working on keeping that funding stream going. How do we encourage ourselves? In economic development, you don't get an A forever. You get an A for results. But if we don't give A effort every day, we won't have the opportunity to get A results. We're not going to become weary and doing committed. We pick ourselves up every time we fall down and we go after it the next. Yes. And I appreciate your support. What questions do you have?
I appreciate your hard work and dedication.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
Really do.
I got one question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. If it's real easy, I'll answer. If it's hard, I'm gonna give it to John.
It should be simple. With the board members, I'm just making a suggestion, not saying that you gotta go on it. With us doing more and trying to get our kids to stay here in town when jobs and stuff are available, looking at resources of getting someone from the school board on the board. That way we can get input from them also.
I would have no problem with that at all. What I do today to maintain a link with the school board is I buy Richie Whitworth breakfast once a month. So we sit down for an hour and talk about what's going on and what are we working on and what's he working on. And that's been our thing since we didn't have anyone from the board on our board.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea. We have so many good people in this county and I have a great board and I could not be any happier. There's no but at the end of that sentence. But there's a lot of people who'd like to be on the board and apply to be on the board as well that are also amazing candidates.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm almost glad that's not in my hands, that's in the county commissioner's hands. They tell me who'll be on my board. But I can tell you, I could not feel any more supported, and I think that is a great idea. I will surely mention it to our board. I think there's a way to do that. Maybe it's an ex officio type of thing, where we could have a representative, but even if it's non-voting. So we'll explore how we can make that happen.
Thank you.
Excellent idea. Thank you.
Had a quick. They're planning to hire another law developer that keep all that local.
There's not a plan to hire another Laura DeBella. Laura DeBella is fairly unique. And even when we asked her, she wasn't saying it prideful, but Laura, what we'd like to have is another Laura DeBella. And of course, there's just not many former Florida Commerce secretaries floating around that did economic development for Duval County that, and so we've decided to go with when my replacement they'll be advertising in the paper because my 2-year term will end in August and they're gonna go for full-time. They're going for a full-time Bob Cape, but not a half-time Bob Cape and a half-time Laura DeBella. Good question. I came to serve for 2 years. And my term will end, but it's not ending soon. Let's not weep early. There'll be plenty of tears at that time. I'd rather have a ribbon cutting between now and then. Let's work on that. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, agenda item 6D, Boyd Insurance and Investments and Hub Public Risk Incorporated to give proposal presentation and council take any action necessary.
We could have folded them.
Is that the 5 minute?
I feel like it's chewing gum.
Well, he's got his vote too,
Yeah, 5 minute time.
I'm asking, is that a 5 minute timer you just gave them?
That was one of the two, so he goes first and second.
And who's going first?
So you want me to leave?
Yeah,
We don't have him. That's okay.
You want to ask me?
I'm sorry.
Well, that'd be easier. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I have some extras, so I'll.
Yeah, thank you.
Might as well,
Fair.
right? Oh, sorry.
Mr. Mayor, council members, my name is Russ Brown, and we are Hub Public Risk. I want to thank you for your time today to hear our presentation. We've become very familiar with City Manager John Hart, as well as Stephanie Bailey, but we hadn't got to meet you yet. So I'm excited to meet you today and share with you our presentation. Our goal is to demonstrate that Hub Public Risk is the ideal partner for the city of Perry in the analysis, the marketing, the placement, the management, and the service of your various insurance portfolio. I would first like to mention that we usually begin our relationships by performing an assessment and having a discussion about what is important to you, what your needs are, and what you would like us to help, what you would like us to help you accomplish. Should you choose Hub Public Risk, we'll still do that moving forward, but today we'd like to give you an overview of some of the main areas that we serve our clients. At Hub Public Risk, we focus on small to medium-sized municipalities and government entities. We pride ourselves on being more than a vendor, but a partner with our clients, being there when you need us and answering when you call. As you will see, all of our contact information is readily available on the placemat, on our cards, or in our email signatures, including our cell phone numbers. You and your staff can call us at any time. Communication is incredibly important to us. We would like to invite you to reach out to the references that we did provide in our RFP and ask them about our communication and our response time. I provided a placemat for you to be able to reference during this presentation. On it, you'll see our size and our experience in the public sector space, as well as our team members. And some of our team is here with me today. You'll hear from them as well, but I would be remiss to not mention Tanya Johnson, who you'll see on there. Tanya cannot be here today, but you may remember her as Tanya Mosley, just her maiden name. Tanya is a Perry native, born and raised here, although she now lives in Gainesville. She's excited for the opportunity to serve her hometown, where much of her family still lives, as your primary account manager. I would like to provide you with a little background on how we got here. So prior to the RFP process, we assisted City Manager John Hart in exploring the marketplace to see if cost savings existed, and if it would even make sense to go through this process. We were in agreement with John that we didn't want to waste your time or the resources of the city if the process would not provide a benefit. We gathered the information needed for underwriting, became familiar with the city of Perry's specific needs and portfolio, created submissions, and approached the marketplace. Our result was that this process is warranted, and we have already uncovered a savings of just over $135,000. I'm sure you can see how that large of a savings could benefit the city. Currently, the city of Perry is insured on a direct basis with the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust, or FMIT, meaning that there is no broker. Without a broker, the city does not have an advocate or negotiator in the marketplace representing them. This has led to the city only receiving one renewal option from FMIT. We at Hub Public Risk work with most insurance companies to operate in the public sector space for property and casualty, especially the top two, FMIT, who you're currently with, and Preferred Governmental Insurance Trust. You may refer to them as Preferred or PIDGET for short. We'll be able to market your insurance portfolio year after year with FMIT and PIDGET, as well as the other carriers that will work in the public space. As part of our work, we will negotiate with these companies and use competition at that level to yield the most advantageous results for the city of Perry annually. Having the ability to access and work with multiple companies will benefit the city on a long-term basis and not drain city or staff resources. Hub Public Risk is here to do more than just drive down your costs through marketing and management of your program. With a dedicated Florida claims department comprised of adjusters and attorney, our team is here to assist if problems or coverage issues arise. Our in-house risk services team performs risk assessments and provides solutions where deficiencies exist or help is needed. This includes services such as loss control strategies, catastrophe modeling, and the development and implementation of safety programs. We'll also assist your staff with contract review for insurance and indemnification provisions so that the city is properly protected. You'll hear more about this from Jeff Snodgrass in a moment. Lastly, I would like to mention that we're committed to being of value to the city. And in doing so, we would be waiving our fee until we either replace or renew coverage. I want that to to take effect until we either replace or renew coverage. I'm now gonna ask Jim Duncan to come up and provide a few examples of how we recently helped a similar city of Perry.
Good evening, Mayor and councilors. I'm Jim Duncan out of Tallahassee, Florida. Been with, Insurance Agency for almost 40 years, so I've been there a long time. I wanted to talk with you tonight about the success we've had in the city of Panama City. They contacted us in 2022, about 2 weeks prior to their renewal. They were facing a 28% increase in their premiums. And just like y'all, they're still recovering from Hurricane Michael. It was just devastating. They did not have the money in the budget to take care of that. So we agreed to do a consulting agreement. And within 7 days, we reduced their premium from a 28% increase to a slight decrease. So they were able to continue to pay staff and Christmas bonuses and things like that that were important for them. Since that time, we've worked very closely with their staff, tried to take work off of their staff. And we review their bid contracts to make sure that the city is properly protected in those agreements. And we've become an integral part of their safety structure. We understand that reducing claims is going to reduce premium. And we've got them headed in that direction. There are 4 members of the hub team that go to safety meetings with them every single month. We do it virtually. We do it under Teams, which some of their members also do. Jeff Snodgrass and I are 2 of those 4 people that are on their safety calls. I'm going to ask Jeff to step up and talk about our process and the resources that we have available to the city of Perry. And I'm also available if you have any questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Jim mentioned us as well. My name is Jeff Snodgrass. Not from up here, but I am born and raised in Orlando. So been in the state for a long time, went to school in Tallahassee. They sort of laid out part of what I do. I represent our risk services division, which is a team of 90+ consultants across the country that work with our clients to identify, quantify, and reduce risk, which is an overly fancy way of saying we are the second set of eyes, people who will come in and take a peek under the hood from everything from operational and employee safety, your risk programs, and any sort of regulatory implications that might take place on you guys. The best part about what I do is my team. So while I might be one of the primary faces that you might see if you chose to work with Hub, I have 3 other consultants in the state. Lexi Bandy, recent grad, who moved down here and is just kicking butt so far. Jim Peterson is another individual that's on the team. He has heavy workers' compensation experience and is a former work comp claims adjuster, both of who work very closely with me and Jim on the City of Panama City account. So we kind of have these guiding principles of helping our clients protect their profits, cultivate workforce vitality, and build resilience. And really what that means is, are you guys ready for that critical incident response? I know you've been tremendously impacted by things like hurricanes in the recent years. Part of our team is also a company that we recently acquired called Disaster Recovery Services. They specialize in just that, making sure that you are prepared for those worst case scenarios. There are grant monies or FEMA dollars that are on the table. They help you maximize your ability to be eligible for those. They take an in-depth look at your insurance policies and also the different policy language, the limits that you have on your policies to make sure that everything is insured properly. But they also take a look at your disaster preparedness programs to make sure that we have business continuity, things like that in mind as well. My expertise lies more on the employee safety side of things. I have experience working with City of Panama City, a couple school boards around the state, and also with a couple counties as well. So very familiar with the risks that you guys face and had a lot of success helping my clients improve their risk profile. So not only would we want to come in and be as involved as you would like, but our typical process is to do a gap analysis, risk identification assessment, as we would call it. And that is up to you what you would like us to take a look at. But we are in a unique position as your broker to be your advocate. We would never share negative information with the carrier. We would seek to identify any weaknesses and figure out the best path forward to help you guys improve that. So not only would I be involved with the city staff, but I would also be talking to the insurance marketplace, Pidget, Bennett, and trying to paint the best picture of the account that is Perry. The other unique thing about what I have is the 90 other consultants across the United States, all of which are credentialed experts in the field of safety, insurance, compliance, and all those types of things. We have a boundaryless approach, which just means that if the person who has the expertise in whatever subject matter it is over in Wisconsin, I can call upon that person and they can be here to help you virtually or in person in certain circumstances. But our goal is always to put the best foot forward, the best person in front of our client to address whatever that situation might be. Every single engagement is customized to address the client need. We do not do the shotgun approach, which a lot of broker loss control services will do. We shoot you a login to go access these things that you can download and then you're done. We come in and figure out not only where do we identify weaknesses, but what are the goals that you guys have? How can we help you reach those? Whether those be financial, employee safety wise, you know, one of the things I always preach is to send your employees home the same way that they went to work that day. And in doing so, and particularly with the city of Panama City, we have them now going through OSHA education courses. And although they are not governed by OSHA or regulated by OSHA, it just helps that baseline across all of their various departments, has helped improve their employee safety. As Jim mentioned, we also actively participate in their employee safety committee as well. Various things come up in that, and it allows us to figure out what it is that we need to do to jump in and help. So there is a bit of an entrepreneurial component to my job in the sense that if I can justify to my manager what it is that I think is the solution to the problem, oftentimes I have the legal to do what that is. So there is not a prescribed approach. It is purely based off everything. Heavy experience on the fleet safety side of things as well. We have an extensive vendor network to help with things like telematics on city vehicles, cameras, things like that. And again, helping you recoup the cost that might be associated with getting hardware like that through insurance credits and things like that. So that goes back to the advocacy part of what I do. But I also want to make sure that I don't overlook the importance of that disaster recovery services entity that is now a hub-owned asset. It is not a separate company. Mentioned that they look at FEMA recovery and federal grant procurement, but that holistic disaster preparedness review is really their bread and butter. So they're going to look through your statement of values, make sure that your limits are where they should be. They're going to help with the project management on the back end of those situations as well. They have what they call their MVP or Managed Vendor Partner Program, and that is pre-vetted, licensed, insured, but most importantly, readily available to their clients, contractors to come in and help with those restorative works, the aftermath, those types of weather events. So while their goal is to put you in the best position for those situations, we also understand that you can't stop something like an act of nature. So they help you on the back end. They oversee scoping, procurement, schedules, and they also will go look through your insurance policies to make sure that whatever they do from a professional services standpoint is reimbursed to you through that insurance claim. We also touched on CAP modeling. That kind of plays into what is going on there. And that's essentially looking through the statement of values that you have as a city. What is the anticipated impact of those weather events? Again, all making sure that when you need to submit that claim, that you are getting what you should out of those claims dollars. And without risk of boring you, talking safety, compliance, and all those things, I thank you for the time, and I look forward to the opportunity to hopefully work with the city of Perry one day. So thank you for your time.
Just in closing, I hope we've done a successful job demonstrating that Hub Public Risk is the ideal partner for the city of Perry. We believe that we will benefit the city for years to come, both financially and by reducing workload on staff. So thank you all again for your time and for allowing to listen to us and for the opportunity to partner with the city. We're available to answer any questions you have, but we do want to be respectful for your time. So if you have any questions, let us know, but if not, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Pictures.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate your time, council members this evening. My name is Michael Richter, and I'm the Vice President of the North Florida Division for Boyd Insurance. I don't know if you've all received a copy of this packet. I see a couple of them out there. But this is our response to the RFP, obviously, and this is something that I personally put together for you all. And I don't want to regurgitate all of it, which would take too much of your time. I'll be respectful of that. I'll leave time for questions. There's a couple things that's not in there that I want to mention. And I think it is important as you make a decision on who is the best partner and service arm for the city of Perry. And that's just to tell you a little bit about who I am personally that's not necessarily conveyed in this document. I am from Liberty County. Liberty County is very similar to Taylor County, if you're not familiar with it. We're a rural county, heavy in the timber industry, such as Taylor. I'm a Hurricane Michael survivor, 21 days without power during Hurricane Michael. So understand the impacts of a natural disaster can have on a rural, fiscally constrained county and city area. I've lived in Liberty County my entire life. My wife's a school teacher. I got 2 children, one in Florida State and one over in Jacksonville playing volleyball, boy and a girl. And we've grown up in this area and experienced that. I say all that to draw your attention to the fact of who do you want to service and who understands the nature and the unique challenges that fiscally constrained municipalities face in the Panhandle of Florida. It's different. It is different. And sometimes that's hard to convey. When you need service, when you need attention for your administrative staff, when you don't have as big a budget and you got staff members wearing multiple hats and doing multiple things, and you need support, need responsiveness. I am confident through this process that the city of Perry is going to see some significant benefit, regardless of what your decision tonight is on who you select to be your broker. Selecting a broker, kudos to your team and you as a council for going through this process. This is going to put you in a great position. I am Boyd Insurance, to talk about our agency. Boyd Insurance is a multi-generation, family-owned and operated agency. Been in business 50 years plus. Jim Boyd and the principal and his son Austin, the primary owners and operators of Boyd Insurance. Main office is in Bradenton. I met Jim through state politics. We quickly hit it off and just had a great relationship. Recognized the value and character in each other and decided to partner. I have operated my insurance agency for 20 years out of Liberty County, and that's how North Florida Division was born, as an arm of Boyd Insurance out of Bradenton. Boyd has been doing business in the municipality space for 25 years. We are a respected and renowned, known player in that marketplace. We service and support, I think as this RFP indicates, I think we have 16. Was I under time? I'm sorry. I didn't know I had a time limit, but I will speed it up. 16 municipalities. The one thing I will point out in RFP, if you look at our references pages, I did include strategically 3 North Florida accounts that are similar to the city of Perry. They will give stellar reviews for what we've done. And I wanted to also indicate that from the town of Alpha to the county, Liberty County itself, based on their different sizes, two accounts smaller than yours and one a little bit larger, we provide exceptional service. And that's what you need. We can talk about claims and claims management, and we facilitate all of that service. The same stuff all municipalities need. But the one thing that's gonna drive your price down and help the taxpayers of this city, which I understand is a rural county thing, is competition. And we bring competition. If you witness what happened in Taylor County, we were the driver. 30% reduction. We will expect to see the same type of result here. I look forward to working for you and serve the city of Perry. And will do everything in my power to bring the greatest benefit available. And we have demonstrated our ability to do that. And look forward to bringing that to bear here for you. Do you have any questions for me?
There were a number of places in that document that asked for a client list. Why wasn't it there?
This is a public record document. We didn't provide names of clients because that becomes a target list for all our competitors. So we, as an agency, we said, well, we can provide that to you individually if you want. We did give references for relevant clients, but we just made that decision as an organization. Do we want to put all, first of all, we didn't get permission to display all of those clients.
I don't need you to do it. I can do it.
Yes, sir. I mean, we didn't want to put their names on display. It's a public record. When we submit this as a response to an RFP, it is now a public record for anybody to request.
But it's already a public. Under the Sunshine Law and Public Records Law, it's already. I just hate to ask for information and it be ignored.
Yes, sir. I understand. That was the reason. It was not, didn't intend for it to be ignored, sir. It was a decision to say, hey, if you want a specific list, we can, but we didn't feel like it was appropriate for us to list and name out. We're a privately owned and operated, company, and it's our private personal client list. And we did not check with all 16 of those clients to ask if we should release their names. It is under the Sunshine Law, you can go individually, but that is, we're protected by volume. I mean, it would take you forever to go through all the municipalities in the state of Florida to look for just our clients.
Why the references? One a year, other a year, 8 months. Why not 25?
Those references, I was looking for what was relevant to the city of Perry for size and proximity, for rural county nature, rural city. And those are accounts that we have acquired recently over the past few years since we have been in operation in North Florida with my office up here. And that is why it's most recent. We do have clients, like you see in there, 16 clients, all of them, within the past 5 years, we retained all of those clients. We have a really high retention rate. And some of those have been clients for 25 years. And we're happy to give you additional information on any of those you would like to contact.
Have you got any captives?
Yes, sir. We do have access to captives, commercial market brokerages, as well as the main trusts that provide coverage for cities such as City of Perry.
We don't want.
I understand. We have access to them. We don't have to offer those, but we do have access.
Either of the two proposals, they're gonna actually be working with the same carriers. But market just so limited. So what we got, or what you got to do is you've got two different entities. One of them is big as heaven. The other one's not. They both will, you've got to make the selection. Then they can, so to speak, take over and, search in place coverage. It's not a bid from either one of them. I view it as a popularity contest. We got two.
Can we end the presentation before we move on to discussion?
No.
Do what?
Can we end the presentation before we move on to discussion about both of them?
Yeah, I'll end with one comment, and you're right on the same page of what I just said about competitions is the most important, and that's what we do. We position you with these carriers, and communicate and sell your account to them for them to compete and bring you the proper coverage at the most competitive price. Did this in all these accounts that you're looking at there. Liberty County, we cut their premium $150,000 and increased their total insured value to double from 17 to 33 million. Twofold. There are a number of different ways you do that. But you're exactly right. You've got two, you're looking for a partner to do that work for you and take you to market. And what we say is, I would say, think about it like this. If you're looking for a partner personally, buy your insurance, or you're looking for the $1 billion corporate company, or do you want the company that's big enough, it's proven, and also is a community-based, family-run and operated, service-oriented company? That's us. That's what we're two different models. If you want the $1 billion guy, it's not us. Those are some good guys. I know all. Bart and all them, we've competed over the years. They're good people. It's a different model. The ownership of our company will know who you are, and we'll be able to make service decisions about service for your organization. So with that, I'll leave you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate the questions. I'm confident in the impact that we can have for you. We have demonstrated it across the Panhandle in recent years, and that was the point of those references. And those are in keeping with the dynamics of the city of Pierre. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Y'all need to. Wait.
I don't have this information.
It was delivered to the house.
Didn't get yours.
Got it. So got to see y'all the day after.
Yeah. Council meeting. It was after last week. Everyone got.
Okay.
And our committee is supposed to have a evaluation committee. Y'all want to stick to the evaluation committee, or y'all want to skip the evaluation committee, or?
If RFP calls for it, we're probably.
Who y'all want? Hey, Bill and Stephanie.
Works for me. Wow.
That committee. For the committee. Yeah, John, Steph.
We need 3 people. We'll be 5 days.
They're gonna put you on the committee. Yeah, he's okay with it.
We'll bring those evaluation back ranked. And y'all will, if y'all like our evaluation, y'all tell us to enter contract negotiations with the top pick. Try all that done before the next meeting. All right.
You're down to 6 each. council to discuss repaving agreements for Bishop Boulevard, and council will take any action if necessary. Let's do the other two, they got the same thing.
These are the appropriations. Agreeing this week for the street repaving from last cycle.
What do we need to discuss about?
That's right, get your signature on them, I believe. Yes. There we go. That'd be a vote for the DOT, for the minutes for DOT.
And first, if there is any discussion on it, we'll make a motion to move forward with, I guess, the sign the agreement to do it.
Yes, let's make sure we do one vote for each one, just in case our minutes need to show it, or our minutes need to show it that way for them.
Yeah, I'm on Bishop Boulevard right now.
Okay.
Have a motion? Second?
Second.
Good.
Councilmember Grimes,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfall,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Gibson.
Yes. Agenda item 6F, council to discuss repaving agreements for Willis Street, and council will take any action if necessary. Entertain a motion on that one. A second?
Councilmember Grimes, Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfall,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Gibson.
Yes. Agenda item 6G, council to discuss repaving agreements for Duval Street. Council will take any action deemed necessary. Entertain a motion.
Councilmember Grimes, Councilmember Hampton, Councilmember Woodfall,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Gibson.
Yes. Agenda item 6H, council to discuss Pepin Creek Bridge easement for FDOT, and council will take any action deemed necessary. What do they do, bypass the bridge, to rebuild it?
They're rebuilding it, but they're not gonna bypass it because there's no room right there. They're gonna use the entrance of the hospital. That's the way in and out, but it only affects Sheffield.
Yeah, he's on.
They probably won't be happy for a year,
Mm-hmm.
but they needed.
But
needed an
obviously
agreement.
it's needed.
Yeah, oh yeah. They needed an agreement signed and the actual easement signed, so you see that a little bit later down.
Right. Got any more discussion or a motion? Motion by Ms. Hampton, do we have a second?
Councilmember Grimes,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfall,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Gibson.
Yes. Agenda item 6I, resolution number 2025-35. Budget amendment, Duke Energy Grant, infrastructure improvement. Resolution of the city council amending the budget of the city of Perry, Florida for the fiscal year October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026. Have a second? Brian?
Councilmember Grimes,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfall, Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Gibson.
Yes, agenda item 6J, resolution 2026-01, temporary easement at Creek Bridge. Resolution of the city council of the city of Perry authorizing a temporary construction easement for easements in favor of the state of Florida of transportation for the purpose of bridge improvements. Said request having been duly considered. That's just, okay, resolution on 6H.
I don't know why you put another item in between them.
What about yours? I told you, put it where you wanted it. It's your call.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Councilmember Grimes,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton, Yes. Councilmember Woodhull.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry. Yes. Mayor Fisher.
Yes. Y'all know what to say.
Hmm.
Then down to 6K, ordinance number 1058, introduction of first reading. Ordinance, an ordinance of the city of council. Ordinance of the city council of the city of Terry County, Florida regarding surplus lands. Conveying certain land and to provide an effective date.
We'll talk about it.
Get to sit through all that.
Brought here on behalf of the property owners, from Strickland. We previously had a vote on this, so this ordinance was drafted in accordance with what you guys have already voted on. We got the survey and we did the math for the purchase price based on the survey. This is the first reading, and I'm just here if you have any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Finally, where this is again?
Davis Drive.
Davis Drive.
That one. The one that's got that,
The little building like.
yeah, gotcha.
It's over there.
That's the same place?
No.
Oh,
Further in.
gotcha. Also on Facebook, but I don't know where it was, Davis Drive hitting that long, so. Right, any discussion on this? Not already.
His price of 600.
That's what little piece of road is gonna go anywhere. is it?
It was based off the property appraiser's value.
Sure. Motion to release.
This is supposed to be, okay.
You're right. I'm wrong. I told you wrong, I saw it. Okay, next time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then item 6L, approval of minutes, December 9th, 2025, regular session. Now I need a motion.
Motion.
To approve.
Second.
Councilmember Barnes.
Yep.
Councilmember Benson.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodhull.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry. Yes. Mayor Fisher.
Yes. John,
We did get our award letter, like I assumed we would, for the 3 garbage trucks. I'm hoping, I wish we knew somebody that knew of Marnie Grimes. I wanna change the trucks that we submitted originally in the application.
Dawn, she sent an email right before the meeting, that's something that we're gonna discuss Thursday in our meeting, or that meeting. That is something, because that's the question that's been brought up.
I had 3 trucks, but they're trucks that we use every day. Ward found some old county trucks that would qualify for this. They're not using. Hoping, ask county to give them to us. Hopefully we can switch what we put in our application for the grant agreement and not have to take our working trucks out of service. Get rid of these three ambulances, what they are. But we'll get that figured out in the next couple of days.
It's the ones I'm thinking, they don't need them.
She would, well, one was asking me if we needed the boxes, and she's gonna take the boxes off. I'm like, well, they don't, no trucks.
Tell her, give it to us as is.
I think most of y'all were there, but we got 25 million from the governor through Florida Commerce. What is that? CDBG DR. That'll be about 20 million for wastewater projects and 5 million for water projects. To combine that with what we got from DEP, State Revolving Fund, that was 35 million for water and 19 million for wastewater. So between both of them, it's about 40 million each for water and wastewater projects. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to have some help. with
Seems
maybe,
needed. See if you need $100 million, you get.
And look at that.
Between,
It's coming together.
yeah. What, 6 million or so already going through RIF, that's 6 of it right there. 2.6 for your water meter replacements. You're right at $100 million.
It's just amazing me what it costs to build things these days. I mean, 100 million, I mean, it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but. It's just things have gone up so much in the past few years. It'll be a heck of a project, a major step, probably the biggest step we've had for since the whole thing got built.
We went and looked at the spot we want to drill the test well last week. Then we're gonna try to clear us out a spot to get to it. They'll be doing that at the end of this month. It'll be a couple weeks to get the test result track and all that, but hopefully we'll be moving forward with that too. Chamber banquet is February 27th. 8th.
I know it's just February, I can't remember the date.
Last Saturday.
It's last Saturday.
28.
If it's the last Saturday, the first time in like 800 years we've had every day before we fall, you know.
I got the city table, so we have 10 seats. Let me know later what y'all want. Hopefully we can get them all filled up. I think that's it.
I'll keep it really short. I guess there may be two issues we have to bring before the commission. Speaking to Lavelle with Curtis Law Group is doing the title search for the ball field property that we're attempting to give to the school board. The title search revealed that the property, and there were 2 parcels at 2 different times that were granted a warranty deed, were actually deeded to both the city and the county. But the city has been taking the responsibility, and it was unknown in recent history that the county even knew. So, we're gonna figure that out. I don't know if it's an even exchange, be like, hey, you give us these ambulances and just give up this property. But I think similar to another issue when I first came on, you know, the county doesn't seem to be in a position of taking on responsibilities. They don't have to. There probably is some argument regarding, well, it wouldn't be adverse possession because they're titled to it, but we didn't realize. So we don't have full authority to transfer, but we're hoping that there's not gonna be an issue since the county hasn't taken interest in taking and keeping up with it. So I even argue that our equity is greater. I don't know how much since I think the first deeded property was 1933. And the second time when they added more property, it was 1970, but it reads the county of Taylor and the city of Perry. But who knows how and why it's not ever been known to be shared or owned. I don't know. And just letting everyone know in case anyone's interested, the Florida League of Cities, week of the legislature or legislative update where they ask city officials to go and meet with different people in the state, in the Senate is is January 27th and 28th. I'm not going this year, but I was just noting that they're asking every Florida League of Cities, it seemed like one of their biggest agenda items is discouraging the passing of any bill that would take away the ability of municipalities to take property taxes. I don't know how successful that's gonna be because that benefits everyone, but you know, they're hoping that city councils everywhere will make, because I know it's gonna be on the ballot, most likely, right? And to make sure where we can to inform the citizens of what their taxes go to provide for the municipalities. But that's all I'll share at this time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Happy New Year, everyone.
You too. See. Police department.
Chief's out, had a good, so Chief's at the conference, you know, he's on the board for FPCA, Florida
Police Chiefs Association, so he's there this week, but, as Mr. Bob said, conferencing, so that's not a bad thing, but we did hire, or excuse me, we have made an offer to hire 2 new police officers. Both are already certified, so they will not have to go through the academy and attend school. If they accept, they have both accepted if they make it through the drug screen and the physical. They'll start hopefully sometime next week. And we'll have them on the roads. You may see some new officers around before the next meeting, so. Still leaves us 2 positions. Unfortunately, we had a veteran officer leave this past month, so.
That's just like these days. Absolutely.
Did you all start what we used to do in the past, bringing in new officers?
Absolutely,
I would appreciate that,
absolutely.
because I don't know.
It would help too, because these 2 young men are, although they're very close to the community, they don't actually live here. So they live within about, well, one's 15 miles and the other's maybe closer to 30, so.
I don't have much, myself and Ben and a couple more went to Orlando last week for the fire conference. They went through some training down there, and then Ben and I went to the conference and learned some stuff, so.
Very good.
That's about all I got.
Good. Anything here, you got anything?
We're just excited to get new trucks. Right now, we're down to 1.
And hydraulics loader probably. Who knows? Hey, Miss Shirley, have you things about to share with us?
I wanted to say that I enjoyed conference with you and John. I don't know why we didn't set on this city.
I didn't know if you were supposed to clap or not.
Oh, didn't you?
You were the first one to go.
No. But anyway, we're very happy about that. I don't know where to go from here. I've asked John to send you all a copy of the banners. Y'all can decide if you want to go or not. It's okay. You could give them to me and give them what we need to do. Check if you want it, they can change the colors, the designs, anything like that. John needs to quote. And I personally would like to get this going so it can make 19 more presentable. One other thing. I'm the proud grandparent of a 7-pound, 11-ounce boy. The first boy.
Congratulations.
I was at my doctor's appointment. And we got the news. Very happy. Thank you. I'm done.
Congratulations.
And you're gonna take care of that.
I'm glad we're looking at banners for 19, but I want to know if there's been any more progress done on the city limit signs that we talked about several months ago.
More like a year ago, there were, me and me and Danielle went out there, and there's not a good spot on the right of ways at the city limits, and we was hoping to put it in a medium. There's not a spot that meets all the DOT's requirements. It's gotta be so far from a turn. Unless you see a really good spot for one, we could find a great spot to put one.
Well, what if we got a smaller sign and just put it where the ones are now? But bigger than what we got and nicer than what we got.
Kind of like going into Dixie County. They got some
Yeah,
simple,
Cross City's got some in Dixie.
simpler looking.
Clearwater's got one like 25 foot tall, it's like the Apple Tower. Clearwater. Don't do it now. I'm just kidding. But they get.
I'm talking about,
Yeah, they, that's a little nice, was down there.
probably not so small, right?
Get out there, I thought about it for a long time.
Only comes rain.
I think about it every time I ride by and see the sun.
Don't put it on. 19.
19, 221, I guess 98,
47, 5, 9,
27.
5, 9, 3.
See, we have one close to where, supervisor of the election office is now. Next one. Where that's.
Yeah, it seemed like the women's club did something a long time ago. But I think they're all gone now.
Well, we've been working on that long.
Well, it's 20 years ago.
I didn't love him. We have an employee and a former employee that are having, faces some very serious health issues right now. We're selling, raffle for James. Oh, yeah. You already did that? Oh,
No, RB asked me and I said probably not right now at this meeting, but you're the boss.
So you go ahead with it.
that generates more prayers have power to get something accomplished. And, Robbie Moon. Former fire chief. Keep him in your prayers.
Sandra David. So they.
Yes. I seen where the county had got like $4 million for like homeless, emergency homeless placement.
On the shelter.
Yeah, what I'm saying for the shelter. I'm just making a proposal if y'all wanna go with it or not. Is there any kind of way that you and LaWanda can get together and see if we can make the shelter a permanent place for them through the year, not just on when it's emergency weather? We've had too many deaths behind homeless people getting killed for not being in the proper shelter when the weather gets cold or when it's wet, so.
I don't want to see what their plan is for that.
Yeah, see what their plan is, and see if we can, as a city and as a county, work together on that. Also, the big thing. The big income question. We have to check. Yeah, we done had too many deaths. In the homes, you know.
There was like 4.
And that's what I'm saying, there's no point. Let's get back with us, to some one. That's it.
Right, thank you, Mr.
And
Ryan.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
Bill? Anything?
You ready to go home?
Right. I was gonna say, Aaron, Dr. Douglas is, their dad passed away.
Sorry to you.
Mr. Jerry Portwood, I've known him since I was a kid. No Zodiac, sure miss that place. Anyway, thank you all very much for coming.